This presentation will cover the subject of sexual addiction. In the process, we will consider the following two questions. How has technology contributed to sexual addiction? What is the relationship between sexual addiction and meth addiction? Sexual addiction is not specifically identified as a disorder in the Diagnostical Statistical Manual because it currently does not have enough verified data to create a valid criterion. However, it is expected that once this data is collected, sexual addiction will appear under a subcategory of Internet addiction disorder. Advances in technology, specifically the Internet, have made it increasingly easier to access pornographic material for sex addicts to utilize. This is increasingly the case with adolescents who find an abundance of sexual material at their disposal. Internet pornography is already creating a plethora of negative behaviors among adolescents. The Internet has made it more accessible than ever to appease a sexual urge instantly and privately. Technology has provided access to a whole new level of sexual addiction, that being cybersex. While the Internet already provides ample material to aid addictive urges and behaviors, technological advances provide an outlet for a new area of sexual stimulation in cybersex. Cybersex includes any form of sexual arousal via the Internet or through texting or messaging. According to Defer, it has been stated that cybersex addiction has commonly been referred to as the crack cocaine of sex addiction. The Internet has made it possible to essentially instantly satisfy these sexual urges for addicts. Research into sex online addiction found that people who were non-sexually compulsive spent on average 5 hours a week on the Internet for sexual purposes compared to 20 hours per week for those who are cybersexually compulsive. Technology has given a whole new level of access to sex addicts. They now have access to videos, images, chat rooms, sexting, and more at their fingertips in the privacy of their own homes. This means that for some, they can have 24/7 access to sexually stimulating materials, which will likely increase their addictive behaviors. Technology has created new opportunities for access in places of business. Some research has shown that sex addicts will even use technology provided in the workplace to seek sexual gratification. For example, one study referred to a man who was using his 24/7 office access for all-night online sessions. Individuals who are addicted to one substance are more likely to become addicted to others as well because they have an addictive personality. Sex addiction has been described as being remarkably similar to drug addiction as far as cravings and urges are concerned. Meth, however, is often linked with sex addiction due to its sexually enhancing effects. This is a warning. Research suggests that meth both enhances sexual behavior as well as increases sexual desire. While there is little data on human subjects, research has shown increases in sexual behavior in rats that were given meth. When providing a male stimulus, the female sexual behavior nearly always precedes the male's. It's very strongly suggested that focus be put on recovery and then reclaiming your sex life. Studies have shown that meth increases sensation seeking. For an individual with sex addiction, this will lead to an increased urgency to seek out sexual gratification through established addictive behaviors. When meth use occurs at circuit parties, it leads to prolonged levels of hypersexual arousal. Meth decreases an individual's ability to make sound decisions. In addition to reduced judgment, meth has been shown to increase self-esteem. The combination of these two factors, in addition to a sexual addiction, can lead to increased addictive behaviors. Another warning. What effect has technology had on sex addiction? Technology has put a world of sexual materials at addicts' fingertips in the privacy of their homes. It has given them ample options to satisfy their cravings, be that via sexting, chat rooms, call centers, images, videos, etc. Technology has increased addicts' options for sexual gratification and in some cases allowed them to pursue these addictive behaviors in workplace if there is open internet access. What is the relationship between sex addiction and meth addiction? The main connection is that research has shown that meth has sexually enhancing effects. Meth causes increase in sexual arousal and sensation seeking, reduced judgment, higher self-esteem, and leads to prolonged levels of hyperarousal while extending the time an individual is awake. This concludes the presentation on sexual addiction.